Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Sonja, and today I'm bringing you another high-end Dollar Tree DIYs. I am working on 3 different ones. These ones have a bit of a different spin, and we are doing look for less or dupes. So the very first one that I'm going to be working on, I'm actually using a thrifted frame, but you can find these in dollar store as well, especially Dollaramas if you're located in Ontario. In Canada. Very similar frames are available there as well. But mine is thrifted, and then I also have the Windmill welcome sign that I had gotten at Dollar Tree, and some garden stake that had come from Dollarama. I will also going to be using a wood stain and some hot glue. So as you can see, the first thing that I did was remove the whole inside of this frame, and you also want to pop out the little staples that were holding things in, because you will not be needing any of this middle part of the frame. I'm actually using the back part of the frame to stain it because it was just less work, and it had that little lip, so it was holding all the wood pieces that I'm going to be adding to it on it. Oh, and I also forgot to mention I am using a leftover Easter sign that was on part of a different frame for a different sign from a Dollar Tree that I took off, and I'm going to be repurposing it. I am using a rag to apply the gel stain. The gel stain had come from a dollar store called Your Dollar Store with More, or N More. It is here in Ontario where I live, but I'm not sure if it's available across all of Canada, or I know it's not in US. I'm pretty sure it's not in US, but I assume it's similar to a Dollar General. So once I have applied the stain, I just move in with a little paintbrush just to get inside the crevices, and then I just rub it off again. So once the frame, before I put the frame to dry, I'm just going to measure out how much of these sticks I actually need, and how many of them, how tall I want this to be. The sign that I am recreating actually comes from Buffalo Trader online. I had found this by searching just different windmill signs, and it was 63 US dollars on their website. And here is what it looks like. So this is what I'm doing, is recreating this sign. So I need to figure out how tall I want the windmill stand to be, and I am using the garden stakes for this. And I'm also going to be staining these with the same stain. I would also like to mention that this video is part of a Look for Less challenge that is hosted by Yami from the Latina Next Door. I have participated in many of her challenges before. She had taken a bit of a break, so not sure if she's fully back with it or just for the summer, but I'm so excited to be part of it again. I will have Yami's channel linked in the description box, as well as the playlist for this challenge. So make sure you go on and check out all the other videos that are all the other creators and videos that are going to be in this playlist. So once I stain the pieces, I am pulling apart the windmill from the stand that was there, because I will most likely use that for a different project. But I am using the little piece just to raise the middle back up again the way it was originally, and I'm hot gluing it back on. Now I am ready to assemble this windmill back inside of this frame, and I'm using hot glue to do so. Now this one, because my windmill is not as big as the frame, I decided to use to support it with that Easter sign, which you will see in a minute how I do that. On the original, the windmill is big enough and it's kind of holding the whole thing in place. So I will be using the back of this sign, and I will be cutting it to fit in. And for the garden sticks, which I forgot to mention, and this sign, I'm just using an X-Acto knife because they're not that are hard to cut with it. Original sign says, life is better on the farm. I do not live on the farm, so I've decided to kind of do my own writing on it. But before I write stuff on it, I am applying a light gray, and then I'm brushing on just like a dry brush of a black acrylic paint. And then I had glued the piece on, and this is what's holding the whole sign in place. So before I do the writing, I just want to age the whole piece, and I'm just adding a bit of rust to it with some brown acrylic paint, and just doing the little bit on the edges of the sign as well as on the windmill. So I'm just going to write "Bless Our Home," and I'm using pencil first, and then I'm going to go over it with a permanent black marker that's fairly thick. And here it is. I think it turned out so nice. I absolutely love it, and I think it's going to look great on top of one of my fireplaces. For my next project, I am recreating this caddy from Hobby Lobby, and I had picked up this caddy at Dollarama for $4. I'm going to spray paint it with chalked Rust-Oleum in linen white, but I'm not going to bore you with that because it's just spray painting. But before I do that, I want to just wrap up this wooden handle on top with some painter's tape. Here it is all painted, and now I am just going to add a little bit of a black acrylic paint on top and on all the edging on the inside with the frame, the little separator on the inside. And then I'm going to also add a little bit on all around just to kind of make it like it's look kind of rustic and old. So as you can see, I also painted it on the inside, spray painted the inside as well. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, I would love it if you considered subscribing, pressing the notification bell, and becoming part of my YouTube family. I do lots of dollar store DIYs, lots of dupe type DIYs, and trash to treasures. So don't forget to press the notification bell so you get notified when these videos come up. I'm going to add a little bit of stain just to darken this wood part a little bit, and it's a gel stain, so it should be going on fairly easily onto this without really too much sanding. I love the way this turned out, this little upcycle, and for $4 you can't go wrong. For my last project, I am going to be recreating this lemon tree that had come from Hobby Lobby as well. And this lemon tree regular price is $59.99. And I have spray painted this galvanized bucket with some black paint, and you're going to be needing some florist foam. I am adding some rocks just to weigh it down, some deer moss, these garden sticks that I picked up at dollar store, as well as everything except the rocks had come from dollar store, and some of the lemons had come from dollar store and some were thrifted, and all the greenery came from dollar store as well. So I had measured the stick, I cut a piece off. I just didn't want it to be too tall. And then I'm going to hot glue this piece of florist foam and push through the stick, push through it. And then I'm adding some rocks just to weigh it down. And then I covered the rocks with the deer moss. But before I do that, I actually decided that I wanted the stick to be a little bit darker, so I stain it with the same stain that I have been using. Now, I would suggest that you do this part before you glue it onto the bucket. It's just so much easier. But since I wasn't planning on doing it, but then decided to do it after, I was doing it backwards. To attach the leaves, I was contemplating about hot gluing them, but then I decided to use some florist wire to attach them all together. So you just want to build a kind of a tree look-alike, I guess. I was using the picture from the dupe to kind of match up the leaves. Do you guys love dupes? Do you love recreating, creating something that looks expensive and that you found in a store and recreated it? I think it's a great way to save money, and you can always put that personal touch onto them as well. If something's not quite the way you wanted it, you can make it exactly the way you want it. And you can stretch your dollar quite a bit with just a little bit of imagination. Once all my leaves were in place, I am going to be adding the lemons, and I'm just using the wire from a fake plant or a bunch of flowers that I've had and used for something else, and I'm just cutting off the little pieces of wire off of them because it's fairly thick, and I thought it would be but bendable, and I thought this would be great thing to use because I can poke it through the lemon, and then I can also wrap it around the stick. I did use hot glue on a couple of them, but just to keep them from moving, but not too much of it. I think it turned out so cute. I think for around $5, you can't beat the price, and I think it's gonna look great with my summer decor. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to press the subscribe button, and also don't forget to check out Yami's channel as well as the playlist, which will be linked down in the description box. So until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching.